Week 11 of college football is just about in the books. Hard to believe, but we now have just 3 weeks left in the regular season. The playoff picture is taking shape, and the final team currently in line for a first-round bye, the 4 seed in the playoff committee's initial projection, the Alabama Crimson Tide welcome their longtime rival, the LSU Tigers, to Tuscaloosa. Bama well rested off a bye. LSU playing their first game without Brian Kelly, and Bryant-Denny Stadium packed loud and rowdy for one of the great SEC rivalries. And Bama's offense did much of their work in the first half. Then in the second half, it was all about their defense. LSU hoping to make this a one-score game, but the Bama D-line says nuh-uh. Yanze Pierre with the sack to hold the Tigers to 3 as for Bama's offense in half 2. Well, this was it right here. Connor Talty with a big kick to put the Tigers out of reach as Alabama's defense adds one last stop late for good measure. The Crimson Tide hold LSU to just 9 points and 232 total yards, stifling the Tigers for their 8th win in a row. Alabama beats LSU for a 3rd straight year, 20-9. A battle of the Bulldogs in Starkville, Georgia, on the road at Mississippi State, and this has been a consistent issue for the Dogs. Slow starts. MSU strikes first, and the Cowbells are rocking early, but they would slowly get quieter from there, and this is how you quiet them. Wow. Elias Williams with a ridiculous leaping grab. Dogs punch it in. They lead it. Now they're up 10. Big spot here just before half, and number 1 is always a threat to score. Zachariah Branch is dangerous as they come, jogging in for 6, and the Dogs, they've been in close games all season. It just felt like they needed a dominant performance to show themselves and the nation that they are as big of a threat as any to bring home a title. Nate Frazier long run. All Georgia in Starkville. They're 8-1. 41-21 is the final. But folks, this day did not lack close finishes. Vanderbilt at home against Auburn. This game was just absurd for a full 60 minutes. Let's skip to its crescendo. Overtime in Nashville, tied at 38. Pavia is as clutch as they come. Jump pass, touchdown, Diego to Cole Spence. So now Auburn needs a touchdown to keep this game going. And they didn't make many stops, but the Vandy defense makes the most important stop here. Commodores in an absolute thriller. They take down DJ Durkin and Auburn 45-38. But the biggest and best finish of the day was in State College. 3-5 Penn State with an interim head coach has number 2 undefeated Indiana on the ropes late in the 4th. But ladies and gentlemen, if you do not know the name Fernando Mendoza, you absolutely need to, because in the biggest moment, the Indiana quarterback delivered under 40 seconds. Are you kidding me? How in the world did Mendoza throw that? How in the world did Omar Cooper catch that? Mendoza had some struggles in this game, but not when it mattered most. He is right at the top of the Heisman race and looking like a potential 1st overall pick. Indiana survives in epic fashion, 27-24. And today in downtown Chattanooga, the UTC Mocs played their final home game of this season. The playoffs are likely out of the picture for Chattanooga, but make no mistake, this team is going to battle. Speaking of battle, more on that in a moment. Final game at Findlay, UTC and the Paladins of Furman, and as usual, the action was plentiful from the start. Trey Hedden cutting it loose, and under it for a big gain is Evan James. Pretty play. Furman punched it in. They lead at 7-0, and so a new quarterback for the Mocs today, making his first career start, redshirt freshman Battle Alberson. I'll be calling him Battle from here on out because, well, his name is Battle. He had never thrown a collegiate pass before today, but it did not look like it. How about dropping it in the bucket to the fellow freshman? Battle's first career touchdown pass is Landon Strickland's first career catch. We're not up, but boy, Battle was far from done battling. A dart to Josh Williams, and Williams does all of the rest. Broke one tackle, and see ya! Battle Williams and the Mocs are flying. And if there's one thing you can always be sure of with UTC games, it's plenty of entertainment. The Furman Paladins say, we can fly too. Well, actually, a Paladin can't fly physically. It can ride a horse. The Paladin is a knight. I looked it up, and these Paladins rode their way to a 21-14 lead, but they left too much time for Battle Alberson. Are we sure this is his first career game? An absolute dime to Markel Quick. Man, that was quick. We are tied at 21 at the half. Opening drive of the second half, and how do you turn a game on its head? You let the big fella go make a play. Kai Teo stepping in front for the pick, and look at him run, flying down the the field. The Mocs sideline is loving it. UTC has the lead now up 10, but Furman just kept on fighting. Perfectly placed, heading to James for 6. These two were in sync today. So a big moment here. 4th and goal for UTC, up by 3, and the Mocs say, let's go on a journey. A journey Weish, that is. Great name, great score, great moves. Chattanooga now up 10. Scrappy's having fun, but this battle has not yet reached the end of its journey. Battle to journey, and how about Journey Weish, ladies and gentlemen? He takes liftoff to the pylon. What an incredibly athletic play. And so the Mocs, led by a freshman quarterback, making his first career start, light it up against Furman. Battle Alberson has broken a Chattanooga Mocs record for most total yards by a freshman, with 366 yards to go along with 4 touchdown tosses. Battle and Rusty Wright said this performance was all in the preparation.
Goes back to those coaches. You know, I mean, putting him in a good situation and putting a good plan together, and he being comfortable with the plan. I mean, that's the biggest thing. Is I think Coach Pizzo did a great job all day of managing him to be successful.
I think our coaches do a great job of practice being like games, you know, and so every day getting in practice and preparing like we're in a game, that definitely helped.
Boy, such an impressive performance by Battle and the Mocs. Despite the way this season has gone, UTC just continues to fight and play for each other. We continue to love this great college football season. Man, you really just cannot beat a Saturday in the fall. But that's all for sports. Stay right there. More news and weather is next.